The place that is called the skull. In Hebrew, it's known as Golgotha. In Calvary, in Latin, in the Vulgate, known as Calvary. A place outside of the city limits, on the edge of town, near a road, and a burial ground. As the centuries passed, there were churches built on several of the holy sites, but not on this one. Prior to the 4th century, there was no interest in this site at all. There was interest in what it meant, of course, but not so much in this place of darkness. There they crucified him, one criminal on his right and one on his left. The picture of a king with 2 cabinet members seated on either side of him. Kingship, of course, is the theme, and it is the first of 3 examples of mockery that takes place during the time of the crucifixion. He made his companionship with sinners. He did that throughout his life and his ministry, and now even at the time of his death. His companionship is with sinners. Perhaps that was Jesus' way of actualizing that concept of forgiveness. Normally, at times of crucifixion, the accused would threaten their executioners. They were often idle threats, but it may have been the last vestige of any kind of power or authority that they felt that they had, was to mouth these threats. But instead of mouthing threats at his executioners, Jesus speaks a very strange word to those who had gathered. A word of forgiveness. Jesus said many wonderful things throughout his life, but perhaps none more beautiful than this phrase in the last word of the cross. Father, forgive them. There is nothing so lovely or so rare as this kind of Christ-like forgiveness. Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians in the 4th chapter, writes, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ has forgiven you." Peter said also in Acts, "I know you acted in ignorance." And he said later that they crucified Jesus because they did not know him. We here have gathered today because we do know him and know of his love, and to come to worship and praise and give thanks for his love for us. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, used to say to himself every morning, and I quote, "Today you will meet all kinds of pleasant people and all kinds of unpleasant people. The unpleasant ones will hurt you and injure you and insult you, but you cannot live like that because you know better.